Okay, fellas, we're going to try this again. First time I recorded this, it didn't seem to take on the YouTube, so just bear with me. This is ACC options menus. You can see on the screen in the lower right. I'm going to go through and just kind of show you what I've got. Feel free to pause it, and if you want to duplicate the settings. I'll hit on a few of them that I think is important. So like the tires app, now that's the display for, it shows you if your tires are blue or green or orange or whatever. It's good to have. The radar is important. Auto pit MFD, you want that enabled so that when you go in the pits, it brings up the MFD for the pit sequence, so you can make changes if you want tires and how much fuel you want and stuff. Anything else on there, just change it to your liking. The assists. I have automatic clutch, wipers and lights are automatic. The pit limiter I have on automatic when I go into pits. Be in first gear below like 43 miles an hour. Pit speed on any track I've used so far has been 31 miles an hour. So as long as you're in first gear by a certain line, there's usually a little sign on the on the side of the pit lane where you have to be at the pit speed. Anything under 43 miles an hour in my experience, and the pit limiter takes effect first gear, and it brings you down to the 31 miles an hour. You can also be changing your any options for the pit that you want to change, like whether you want tires or not, which set of tires, if you're going to change your pressures or anything like that. And if you need to, I would recommend slowing down if you need more time in the pits rather than missing and screwing up the pit and having to do it again, or rather, at least for me now, it's easier than trying to do it while I'm racing on track because you risk an accident. So anyways, that's the settings for custom, or for the assist. General, I've got all this stuff on. One thing that's important is the pit markers. That gives you a virtual pit marker on where to stop your car in the pits. There is a non-virtual, flag to flag you into the pits. If you stop with your nose at that, you've gone too far. So the virtual pit marker basically shows you where to put the nose of your car. I do that in hood view. I race in hood view, so it, you stop it right there. In-car view is a little more difficult, but definitely helps. Controls. These are my controls. I've got the wheel hooked up right now. I've got this mapping set to DWH2. I don't know how good these settings are for the force feedback. They work for me. I haven't played with them much. On the right, you'll show the only thing I've got. I do have ignition and starter map, but they're mapped to through the game, through the keyboard shortcuts, because I have a programmable little keypad. So I do map ignition and starter. Pit limiter is on the wheel. Most of the rest of the stuff you can get through one of the MFD displays. To the wheel, I do map the light flashing, the left and right indicators, turn signals. I have a cycle camera. I can look left and right, and when I do that both at the same time, it actually looks back. And then important, you need something with cycle, HUD, MFD, and you can go up or down. It doesn't really matter. I mapped it up to the triangle, and that's all I've got mapped on that. Audio, these are my audio settings. I've kind of tailored it to suit what I want to hear and not hear. Not saying it's perfect. I think you want the spotter comms on or starting comms and the spotter comms and the radio comms on. I turn the music off because when sorry if the sound cut out. I think it might have. I don't know. But so I turn the music off because I just want to race. I don't want to hear the music. So personal preference. Okay. The video. This is what I'm running at. Again, it's just my personal preference on that stuff. Everything I do that's not in the settings is on the actual TV. I turn up the brightness for. It helps me, in this, some of the, overcast or nighttime racing. Too dark, and I find it difficult. Just maybe my eyes, probably. Who knows? So that's it in a nutshell, fellas. Got any questions? Get a hold of me on Discord, and I'll try to help you out. If you got anything that you think is wrong or that could be improved or whatever, please let me know. And you guys have a good night, and I'll see you on track.